Susie, can you just talk me through what you've been working on, like over the last few months during this third part of lockdown?
Sure. So a couple of years ago, or was it last year, I can't remember, I did a project on Streatham silk mill, which is actually now the Sainsbury's supermarket building, which they converted. And I was interested in it because it was one of the first silk mills in the UK to use a jacquard loom during the Industrial Revolution. So yeah, I guess I was interested in that, and then the idea of the common next to it, which is a kind of like a public space, traditionally a public space where people can use the resources, you know, collect firewood and graze sheep and things like that. So it's kind of like how the land has, you know, relationship with the people to the land, I suppose. So there's like two different things going on that I was interested in.
And why the interest in the historical side of Streatham as well? How did that come about?
I suppose because I'm interested in architecture in general. I'd seen that. I think I was researching just generally the history of the area architecturally, but I think I'd also been interested in that building specifically, the fact that I could tell that it was art on the word. It's a type of loom that basically goes around your body, so that goes around your body and the threads are sort of strung, you know, across this, and then you tie this to normally like a tree or a pole or something, and then weave using those. So I made those using bramble from the common.
Oh, it's from Streatham Common.
Yeah,
that's
so they're actually
wonderful.
made from Streatham Common.
Oh my goodness.
These are dyed. So this one is dyed using first of all bramble and then iron, and this is silk, which is obviously referencing the silk mill, dyed just with iron on the side. Yeah, so that was the original project, and I actually sat in Sainsbury's cafe with this loom hooked up to a cafe table, yeah, and did a weaving using these materials. So that was the original project, and then more recently I decided to do this project, and this actually started, I suppose, with the paper was the first thing I did. So this was made using recycled bank statements, and then then I did the sketch. I went and took some pictures of the building, got some strange looks from people in the car park. Did the sketch and then transferred. So the way that I did this was stick the paper onto the underside.
And what's the next phase? What are you going to do with this piece of work?
Well, this piece of work I did for another lockdown project organised by an arts collective up in Glasgow, who wanted artists to be able to exchange their work. So it's actually part of a postal art exchange. So I'll be making this for someone and then I'll receive something in the post as well.
Beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
And as part of the process as well, are you involved in any of the creating the walls or any of the dyes?
Well, I dyed these myself, yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Amazing.
So I collected the bramble leaves to do this for this one, and the iron is actually bits of iron that I found in the street in Streatham, and you make a kind of solution using vinegar and water and the iron in a jar which you leave, and then it creates a liquid. So,
investigate.
The original point where I got my research was I had a session in Streatham Library. Yeah, you know, in the Tate building.
Yes.
Yeah, so I went up to the Streatham Library, and there's a local history society, and they created a series of pamphlets. And I'm quite interested in, previously in my work I've made pamphlets based on these sorts of things.
Yes.
And so I was really interested in those, and I actually got a lot of my information from those. So it'd be really interesting to hook up with them and share.
To reconnect with the starting point.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Yeah.